guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Athletic Club in La Liga. 48 hours later after the fantastic performance against Napoli, Barcelona are back in action in the league where the top four race is heating up. Of course, the Europa League, winning it is not guaranteed, so we need another avenue to qualify for the Champions League, and that is the top four. A must-win match here for Barcelona, especially with the fact that Athletic Club have been beating us over the past few games. We have to get our revenge in the top four race, but before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. It'll be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular La Liga kickoff time, and this match will be taking place at the Camp Nou. For the first time in a while, it's going to be good to be back home, and the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch, it will be Guillem Fernandez. On the VR, it will be Jose Luis Gonzalez. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table. Barcelona are currently sat in 4th place in La Liga on 42 points after playing 24 games. We have 11 wins, 9 draws, and 4 losses. If you look at our last 5 games in the league, we are undefeated with 3 wins and 2 draws. Now, of course, 5th place Atletico Madrid have the same amount of points as Barcelona in 4th place, but we have played 1 game less than Atletico Madrid. And also 3rd place Real Betis, we are currently 4 points behind them, but with 1 game less played. So we've won that game in hand. We will be 1 point off 3rd place. Top table Real Madrid, 15 points behind them. We ain't catching them anytime soon. It is all about that top 4 race. Only a few points separate Real Betis, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and also those teams in 6th, 7th, and 8th as well. So Barcelona have to continue their form and keep picking up 3 points every week in La Liga. And if you look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, Real Madrid will travel to Rayo Vallecano. Who cares? Probably easy 3 points. Atletico Madrid will host Celta Vigo. Could be a slippy game, but at the one, though, you expect them to win. Villarreal will host Espanyol. Easy 3 points for them as well. But here is the big one, the Sevilla derby this weekend. Sevilla versus Betis. Again, Betis, we are 4 points behind them. If they lose that game, we'll be 1 point behind them with a game in hand. So we are hoping for Sevilla win in this match, because again, we are still 9 points behind them. 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, there's no difference whatsoever. It's either 1st or 4th, doesn't matter. So we're hoping for Sevilla winning that match, and that way we can catch up to Real Betis. So keep your eyes on that game. But of course, we have to worry about ourselves first. What's important is that Sevilla derby will be taking place before the Barcelona game. It takes place at, I think, a few hours beforehand, so we'll know the result of the Sevilla derby going into this match, and that will play with the players' head. They'll know that match will be important for us. If they drop points to Real Betis, it'll put more and more pressure on Barcelona to win this match. If you take a look at our opponents in Athletic Club and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 8th place in La Liga on 37 points. After playing 25 games, they have 9 wins, 10 draws, and 6 losses. If you look at their last 5 games in the league, 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. So they're just outside those European spots right now, the Conference and the Europa League, but they are only 5 points behind Barcelona. So far this season, they are doing very well. Let's now take a look at our opponents at Athletic Club. Of course, alongside Barcelona and Real Madrid, they have never been relegated from La Liga and one of the most historic teams in the history of the league. And the last time we actually faced them was in the King's Cup, where we lost 3-2 in extra time in the round 16 of the Copa del Rey. It was a crazy game, but in the end, we were not clinical enough. As you can see from the lineup, Jukla and Abdi started this match. At this point, we haven't brought in Aubameyang and Adama Traore, and in the end, we weren't clinical enough. We got lucky with the 9th minute goal from Pedri, but in the end, Athletic Club were the better team, and of course, Xavi was the manager at this point, but the team wasn't really strong enough to compete with Athletic Club, especially at their home at the San Mamés. But if you take a look at Athletic Club's last 6 games in all competition, in their last match, they won the Basque Derby by 4-0, but they lost to Real Mallorca 3-2. They drew 1-1 in the first leg of the semi-final of the Copa del Rey, 1-1 with Valencia. They beat Espanyol 2-1. They beat Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey, knocking them out by 1-0, and they also beat Rayo Vallecano 1-0. But the 3 games I want to take a quick look at and analyze is the last game in all competition against Real Sociedad, Real Mallorca, and Valencia. Let's first take a look at their 1-1 draw against Valencia in the first leg of the semi-final in the Copa del Rey. This match was very, very even. They're both, a 4-4-2 system. I did end up watching this game. Both teams had chances here and there, and both teams scored 1 goal. In the end, a draw was a fair result. Let's now take a look at their 3-2 loss to Real Mallorca away from home. Now, of course, Real Mallorca are one of the worst teams in the league. I think they're in the relegation zone or somewhere around there. Now this match is quite crazy. I watched the highlights. I didn't watch this game, the full 90 minutes. What happened was Athletic Club dominated. They let some goals slip, and in the end, Take Kubo, the on-loan player from Real Madrid, scored a 90th minute winner to give Real Mallorca all 3 points. In the end, Athletic Club were a bit unlucky. Now their last match in all competition was in their local derby, the Basque Derby, at home at the San Mamés, and they won 4-0. It was a brilliant performance. I watched this game, as you can see from the system, again 4-4-2, same personnels: Munayin, Raul Garcia, Inaki Williams, Danny Garcia, Vesgo, Yabiri Bershiche, Inigo Martinez, De Marcos, Berengue, Unai Simon. It was their strongest lineup, and in the end, they beat a very good Real Sociedad team, and on the day, they battered them. So overall, final thoughts on Athletic Club. They're one of our bogey teams. I don't know why, but every time we come up against them, it's always more difficult than it should be. But of course, Athletic Club are a good side. They have some decent players, and they're very well managed by their manager Marcelino, who has Barcelona's number. He beat us in the Copa del Rey final in 2019 with Valencia. Players to look out for, again, that front line: Munayin, Inaki Williams turns into freaking Pele against us every single time. This, without a doubt, is one of our bogey teams. Every time we come up against them, they always have our number. And recently, I think it was a draw in the second game of the league this season at the San Mamés. Then they beat us in the Copa del Rey. In cup competitions, they tend to have our numbers, but in the league, especially at the Camp Nou, we tend to win. But again, it will still be a difficult game because Athletic Club are very well organized. Low block, 4-4-2. They'll make it frustrating for us to break down their lines, but in the end, we have to be patient and be clinical with our chances. Time now to get into Xavi Hernandez's press conference reaction. He did his press conference this morning, of course. Wasn't asked that many questions by the media, but it was still a great press conference. So let's get in and see what he had to say. That's by saying that we want to consolidate the things that we are doing. We are a different team from the last one that went to San Mamés in the cup, but it will be a difficult game and a beautiful one as well. He was then asked about a fitness update on Depay and Lenglet. He said both Depay and Lenglet are training normally. They are fine, but now they have a lot more competition in the team. But Memphis has to be an important footballer. There's a lot of competitiveness in the squad, but they have to be very important for the team, and them returning to the squad list will be very, very important for the team. We have to improve in many aspects. We lose unnecessary balls, and we have to be ashamed to lose those balls in those areas. There are many points to improve on from the team. There is enthusiasm, and we have to keep working with the same sacrifices. Frankie de Jong is a great footballer, and we want him to be transcended for the team. He has had moments when he has had hard times because of the criticism that he's received, but he's very capable. He's very critical of himself and very humble. It is difficult to find a profile like the one that Frankie has. The William brothers, of course, Nico and Inaki, are very fast players, dangerous on the counterattack. We must try to minimize them. They understand the spaces very well, and they are very good level players as well. Of course, I would like to play for the current Barcelona team. I'd like to always play, but I can't anymore. It's already happened to me. I enjoyed it a lot, and now I want them to enjoy that moment as well. He was then asked about Carlos Puyol tweeting the other day that he'll buy the entire squad dinner if they win the league, and he believes they win the league as well. Xavi said, well, whether or not we win the league or not, I still want to go to dinner with him. He's a good friend of mine. I trust him. He's a positive person, and I hope he can be with us in the dressing room at some point. So like Xavi wants to bring in Puyol for maybe some motivational speech or something, but I doubt we're going to win the league. And I know Puyol's a bit optimistic, but you never know. We'll fight for La Liga until math says otherwise. And Des is playing at a high level right now. He shows that he has the level to play at Barcelona. And lastly, Xavi concluded off by saying that without the new signings, it would be more difficult to achieve our goals. Aubameyang has not surprised me. He's always had that ability, and Adama Traore has surprised me a lot by recovering possession. And Ferran is one who really surprised me the most. I think they are all spectacular footballers and will come good for us in the future. Of course, Ferran Torres not being very clinical, but in the end, he'll come good. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Athletic Club tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup predictions. Gonna start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm gonna try my best to predict this lineup. It's gonna be difficult to predict, of course. The question is, after a perfect performance against Napoli, what do you do? Some rotation or stick with the same team? I think he'll make some rotation. I think we'll go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think we'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Dani Alves, Araujo, Pique, and Des, midfield three of Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri, and a front three of Adama, Aubameyang, and Ousmane Dembele starting at the Camp Nou for the first time since his contract renewal situation. Starting off in the back four, of course, Ter Stegen will stay in goal. Neto's not going to be coming in. Back four, full backs will change this match 100%. I think the center backs will stay the same. I don't think Eric Garcia will come in for this match. He could, but I don't think he will. I think The Rock, Araujo, and Pique will stay. That partnership has been very, very good. Right back, Dani Alves, returns finally after what, 2 or 3 weeks now. He's been suspended and of course was not on the squad list for the Europa League. And of course, Jordi Alba is suspended for this match after yellow card accumulation. Des will come in at left back. It could be him or Mengueta. Of course, it'll be Des. He's been performing very well, and he'll go to left back from right back, of course, to left back. Midfield 3 and the front 3 is where some things could change. Firstly, I think Ferran Torres will get a rest in this match. He's looked kind of tired. He's not been, finishing his chances. I think Ousmane Dembele will come in. Of course, the Dama was rested against Espanyol. He'll come in, stay where he is. Alba will stay as well. You can't start Luke de Jong or Braithwaite in this game. You need the pace. You need the clinicality of Aubameyang. He'll stay. Midfield is a big question. Will he rest Busquets, Frankie, Pedri? Will Xavi start? I think he'll stick with the same midfield. They've been playing well. If it ain't broken, don't try and fix it. I think he'll stick with it for now. He could change it maybe next week when we have Elche away from home and then Europa League comes back against Galatasaray. But for now, I think he'll keep it the same. For me, it's either Pedri or Xavi who starts. He could rest Pedri, but he already rested him against Valencia. So I don't think he'll go, resting people for the sake of resting it. He wants to play the best team with the best players. And this is a line I think that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach. The question is, have I made any changes from Xavi's lineup? I haven't. I've gone with the same lineup. If I was a manager, I would go with the same exact starting lineup. For me, it wasn't. I think the defense, the attack is pretty much set in stone. For me, the question was the midfield. Do you want to rest Busquets or not? I feel like Busquets against Athletic Club will always get found out. But at the Camp Nou, with the fans behind him, he could do a job. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let me drop Busquets. Who's the most likely replacement? Frankie de Jong. But Frankie de Jong just put in a world-class performance at right center mid in that box-to-box. You don't take him out. You keep him in that same position. Do you play Nico there? Nico has not played there in what, months now? Do you start him against a big team at the Camp Nou in a must-win game? A bit skeptical. Do you start Xavi there? He could do it. He's never done it before. And Pedri there? You can't. So that's why you have to stick with the same midfield, in my opinion. You could bring in Xavi for Pedri, but again, we already rested Pedri. Give Xavi some more rest, and then you can bring him back in when we come back from that week off against Elche and then Galatasaray. He'll come back then. But right now, stick with the same thing. And this would be the lineup that I would select for this match. But of course, let me know down in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? Of course, I'm going to go with the Barcelona win. And I think we'll win this match 3-1. I think we'll be clinical in front of goal again. We'll get a few chances with the system that we play and the strong players that will be in the starting lineup. For me, the question in this match is, of course, can we win? But secondly, can we keep a clean sheet? I think the last clean sheet was the 1-0 win against Alaves. But before that, I can't remember. I honestly cannot. We are desperate, and I mean desperate for a clean sheet. And the problem is the defense plays well. It's freaking Ter Stegen in goal that's been a bit suspect over the past few games. He has to keep a clean sheet. In the end, I don't think we will. I think Athletic Club will get a goal maybe on the counter attack or something like that. But in the end, I think that Barcelona will win this match and will win this match by 3-1. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Athletic Club in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly is your score prediction, and secondly and mainly the lineups. Firstly, do you agree with my lineup and Xavi's lineup? If you don't, what would you go with? What would you tinker? Or do you do agree and you would go with the same lineup as Xavi and I? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set that reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow straight after the match by my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca. Yeah.